Hi, and welcome to Table Talks on Today with Paul. Today I'm happy to talk about the concept of a quart-sized survival kit. You might be wondering what would be the purpose of such a kit. Well, as you can see to my left, I happen to be a bicyclist on occasion, and I hate the idea of being stranded out there. Some of you all who like to bicycle, you like to hit the trails pretty hard, and sometimes those can be rather secluded or remote areas out there where you might need a little something to help you get by, just in case your actual bicycle breaks down. You don't have what you need to fix it. You're hoofing it at that point. Maybe you're in a really bad situation where you got injured, or you're helping somebody else in a bad situation, even if your gear is working properly. I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to David at Ultimate Survival Tips. Back when I was first becoming a YouTube subscriber and enjoying a lot of the content out there, I ran across his channel, and that's where I first actually saw the whole concept of a quart-sized survival kit. And as many as you know, there's also other variations on the style, Altoids survival kit. But today we're going to focus on the quart size, and I just want to give you a couple of dimensions here on some things that are going to be very useful. Obviously, quart size, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about a quart size area, and so what we're looking at in particular is a Ziploc style freezer bag, which is 7-inch by 7 7/16 inches and dimensionally wise. And then there's also a little something called a Maxpedition tactile pocket I ran across. Ziploc freezer bag, pretty durable for somebody trying to make something on the cheap. That's great. Love that concept, all for it, absolutely. But maybe it doesn't last as long as you would like, and so that's where I found this handy dandy Maxpedition tactile pocket. Now, it came in 3 sizes: small, medium, and large when I first found it. As you can see, the medium there comes in a 7-inch long by 1.5-inch wide by 6-inch high. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that card, and let me show exactly what we're talking about. Here's the tactile pocket. Good old Maxpedition quality for any of you out there who know about Maxpedition. Very nice, sturdy construction. Maxpedition is just great. So go check them out whenever you need something. But of course, here's a good old standard Ziploc bag. Gotta love the Ziploc quality products from a quality company over the years. I know there's lots of generics out there, but if you're gonna do a freezer style bag for this, go ahead and go with quality Ziploc. Like I said, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on this. But just like I mentioned, this tactile pocket came in 3 different sizes. So here's a small. So we'll go ahead and compare it to the medium. I said I need something more durable for this. After I had to repack all the items in this, after the Ziploc bag kind of wore through, I said, no, I'm not dealing with that again. So here you got a small size, here's the medium, and then a buddy of mine happens to have the large. This pocket is also outside of just a single-use item here. It's got the MOLLE webbing on there, as you can see. And then also has, here's a morale patch, as they call it, just to show you hook and loop. So you got hook and loop on there, aka Velcro, and you can also attach it to other bags that accept MOLLE straps and such. So here's a Maxpedition tack tie that slip through the MOLLE. You weave it bag to bag. So many uses for the Maxpedition products there on there, and not to mention the fact that you can also handy dandily slip pins or markers through here, so that you have a writing implement with you. Yeah, you can kind of just tuck things away on these. But of course, the main thing here is the survival kit. But for any of you who are interested in this, I hate to tell you, but unfortunately, no longer available on Amazon anymore. And I did see what was an extremely limited supply on eBay. 2 items listed only, folks, so you better act fast in the 30-some range. So, and that was as of yesterday. That's 5/26/18. So Good luck to y'all if you want this in particular, but Maxpedition comes out with something all the time, always reinventing the wheel, if you will, and keeping on pace and on the cutting edge of hard use gear. So this is going to be pretty interesting for me today, hopefully for you. It's been about a couple years since I put this together, and so it's kind of like a reverse kit kind of thing. We're gonna untuck everything here and see what I got. Of course, the anybody in a worst case scenario drink of choice, the good old H2O. Tasty, very nice. All right, let's crack this thing open and see what I got here. First thing first, I just happen to have me a Cold Steel Fin Wolf here, and you've seen this on a shameless product placement before. Quality knife. The reason I chose this for the kit, and I remember, was because of the Triad lock. I mentioned that Triad lock on the review, and it's supposed to be really sturdy. So, you know, having a folding knife in a bad scenario, that would be my choice, especially for as compacted as if you can't have a full tang knife, go with the best locking mechanism you can. Plus, it's got kind of that, well, we found out it was a zero ground edge. It looks kind of like a Scandi. I kept saying, oh, Scandi style grind. Well, that's going to help do a lot of what they call bushcrafting type stuff. So we'll go ahead and close that. Good little item there. I happen to throw some zip ties in. You never know when, let's put it this way, if you're handy with something, and something you can use on the fly and kind of implement in ways that are unusual or are necessary to the task at hand, not necessarily its intended purpose, throw a little something like that in there. For me, it's zip ties. I like the zip ties. So let's see what else we got. Well, we got us some nice electrical tape there, wrapped and sealed up. I don't really want to unravel that yet, but multiple purposes for this. You know, you're going to be able to kind of, well, whatever you use tape for. I've also seen where you could use it to kind of leave your breadcrumbs, if you will. You'd be able to kind of mark trees with it so you don't get lost out in the woods. Maybe even kind of, you know, how you can kind of twist the tape together to give you some sort of worst case scenario cordage. So there you go. You got yourself a one of those real cheesy, cheap little hand saws, finger saw, if you will. You know, hey, you know, throw it as a cheap item. I throw it in there. Maybe it would come handy. And of course, obviously, from what you can tell, this is set up for more so we're on the back trails on our bicycle and we broke down. We got no inner tubes left and all that. Here's some wire for a snare. Maybe if it's that bad, I need to catch a rabbit or two for survival. Let's see what we got here though. Oh yes, the good old classic emergency blanket. Look at that nice glossy foily looking deal. Everybody should keep one of these with them just in case. You never know if it's going to be winter, if you're even in your car. This will keep you nice and warm, reflects that body heat, so keep those with you. Okay, on to the next stuff. We got us a cheap fire steel here. Now I put my own paracord on this guy. Keep it together just a little bit better. You got the steel and you got the striker all built in one. So, you know, of course, also you could use the back of that knife that I pulled out to go ahead and strike that steel. So, that's a nice square edge on the back of that knife, and that's very important out there. What we got here? We got us a nice little waterproof container. Kind of sounds like, well, usually you'd use this for matches. Oh boy, okay, well one just jumped out, but I happen to have some ibuprofen in here. Well, you fell off the bicycle on the trail, you broke your leg, you're going to be in some pain, and you're going to want to keep that swelling down. You know, this, what do they call that, an anti-inflammatory, so that's not just for pain, but that's useful for medicinal purposes. Cordage, we got a nice paracord bracelet here. I made this myself. You can all look up on YouTube how to make bracelets all day long, so go ahead and look into it or buy them at your local sporting goods store. I know they're widely available. You'd be better off price-wise to make it yourself. There you go. A little cordage there. All right, here we go. Oh boy, what can we say about the bandana? what can we not say about the bandana? I mean, you can do just about anything with this, and as a pedestrian, I'm here to tell you, it keeps the sweat out of your eyes if you fold it right. You can wipe up some water from the morning dew and kind of squeeze it into your mouth or into the container, depending on how much effort you want to put into using it like that in that fashion. You can use it to filter water. I mean, as far as dirt and mud and all the grossness out there before you boil it even. So how about that? Just so it turns out my lid wasn't quite on as tight as I would like. So speaking of which, hey, look at that. I just use it up, wipe some water, soaks pretty good. There you go. So get a bandana. You're gonna want a little something extra there, just to make things comfortable. I mean, beautiful. You can use it to even dress a wound. How about that? How neat is that? Okay. Oh yeah. Here we go. We got us some nice steel wool here, and this is very flammable material. For any of you who don't know, it's going to be a nice fire tender rather. You can even use a 9-volt battery to catch it on fire because you got both positive and negative on the same side of things. Okay, on to the next one. All right, well, here is something I need to kind of check into. Keep an eye on your medical supplies. I'm not going to undo this little bundle here, but there you go. I got me a nice little tiny medicinal kit here. I can tell you I got a couple alcohol swabs in there to keep the something disinfected, whether it be a cut or a scrape. I got me some Neosporin type stuff in there. I got a couple Band-Aids, and then also a couple antidiarrheal. How about that? Last thing you want is to be done with that when you're in the back country. So let's go on to the next one here. Good old standard Bic lighter. Carry multiple sources to start fire. That's wonderful. So we already got our fire steel there, and we got a big lighter here, and we also have some tenders, so multiple. Well, like some people say. Make it easy on yourself. Make things better, not worse. So there you go. Let's check in here. What else we got coming out here? I forget what they call this exact style a can opener, but there you go. You can kind of see how that kind of flips out, and you kind of just well, it's real nice, fold flat. This is kind of more of an old school military style can opener. You kind of, and then it's also got a bottle opener, so you never know if you're gonna need to open a bottle. Let's see here. We got us a little bit of cotton, nice little napkin-y type of stuff here from an MRE. There you go. This could also be used for fire starter. Maybe you just want to wipe some mess off your face. There you go. And one of the biggest pieces of kit in here, we got us some water filtration. This is a nice Sawyer Mini. It's going to have a little bag here that you can put water into, and then also you got the filter right over here. It's a kind of a straw type driven deal. Speaking of which, they kind of include a little extended straw there. You can just stick it right in the stream and sip right from there. But like I said, nice little to do that they have the bag. That's nice that you can do that. You can fill that bag in the stream. The Sawyer will actually screw onto it, or even some bottles of such a size. So very versatile and will get you by pretty well drinking some nice clean water, because let's face it, that's the most important piece to survival. You can't live without that very long, but you can live without food. Here's another one of them cotton napkin deals. And then Swiss Tech is a company. They happen to have quite a few useful things out there. This happens to be their mini foldable multi-tool. I thought that was just the neatest thing when I seen it. It's got a few tools on there. It ain't no Leatherman or nothing by any means, but we're talking about a quart-sized kit. I mean, we gotta get as much everything in there as we can. So we got some pliers, we got a couple things on here, a couple screwdrivers. Nothing crazy, but you know, hey, it'll help. So there you go with that. Now let's see what else. Okay, well, Everybody includes foil. Everybody tells you to include foil, so you can fashion a cup, that sort of thing. Hey, even if you catch some wild game by chance, hey, a little something to fold over, just like when you was a kid at the camp and you wanted to make some tasty burgers right there on the coals. So there you go. There's some foil. And then right here, I happen to know these are some sort of instructions and or survival tips, conveniently folded right there. So that's there to kind of help you out. You're not going to be necessarily thinking completely straight. Sometimes people lose their wits in a situation like that. This will help you out. Good day of adventure can turn south. So, oh yes. Okay. Signal mirror. Yes. Absolute worst case scenario. That means you're pretty well deep in the woods. You went on a nice bicycle adventure, so now you're signaling for help. You're obviously not in a very good situation, but keep one of these with you. Maybe in a better situation than that, you got a nice compass here. Happens to be a Silva compass. Yes, I just could read backwards there through the clear plastic. Impressive, eh? But yeah, keep a compass with you. It helps to know what direction you're going. You don't want to go in circles out there in the woods. And of course, one nifty to do, one of these nice little free sewing kits that came with who knows what. But you might have to repair something. Maybe it's your clothing, or maybe it's some sort of protective gear, maybe your glove or something. Chances are, if you're on a bicycle going on the trails, you're going to have some gloves. So there you go. Well, take a good look in here, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's everything in here, guys. I swear. Yep, that's every last stitch. Nothing left there. So when you're out there and you're having your fun adventures, maybe be conscious of the fact that not everything goes according to plan. Quart-size style survival kit could do you pretty well. So hope you enjoyed this video. I sure had fun. And as always, I want to thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing. Why do I always have trouble with that? For sharing, liking, and subscribing. And I hope to catch you next time. Peace.